Hi, I'm Paige Three, and you can get your Drag Race fix on page 6.
Hey guys, I'm Brian.
And I'm Jason.
And this is Werk Room Weekly, where we recap all the best RuPaul's Drag Race. Of course, we're deep in the UK season 7.
Episode 7.
Sorry.
No, season 7, episode 7. You're
Sevens
in
on
it.
sevens.
777.
I'm feeling lucky.
Yes, and there's 7 girls remaining in this episode.
Okay, this is actually freaking me out.
No, it's kind of spooky.
Stop it.
Yes, there's great. Yeah.
And we just came out of Halloween, which I don't even know. Does England do Halloween? All their traditions are different.
I don't know. But I'm excited for this because it's the Snatch Game. There's a little bit of a twist, which we'll get into later, but like obviously this is like the most iconic episode of the season.
Can I just start off and ask a question for the room?
Yeah.
What is a wizard sleeve? Is it a Britishism for foreskin?
Are you talking about Bones' outfit this week?
Yes, but they made this joke about, wizard sleeve, because it has this big droopy thing. I just feel like there's always, every week there's something like, the pasty.
Yeah.
There's something every week that I'm like.
You made that up yourself. There was no
head.
insinuation of that. And the wizard sleeve, I didn't even think anything of it. I think they're literally saying this is a robe silhouette that a wizard would wear and hence have a wizard sleeve.
Okay, but if you're watching this and there is some sort of euphemism for that, let us know, because
thank God.
I am.
That was your burning question you had to get off the top of
burning.
Okay, great.
It's Snatch Game week.
We're happy. It's Snatch Game. So this is following Sally TM's elimination. Your girl, still mourning the loss.
It was such a great interview last week with her, and she's just really a treasure. And I'm still thinking about that moment with Ru where she said Sally was special, and that's going to elevate Sally TM beyond some of the queens that are remaining.
Yeah, she is just so talented. Like, I didn't even realize like her animation skills and just like her set design skills. Like, I really want to see a Sally TM show. I told her that. I was like, you need to come to Brooklyn. Like
a little anime show.
Oh, like it would be amazing.
Anime elements with video and costumes would be really cool.
Yeah, but so we unfortunately had to bid farewell to Sally, and that meant that we had a tie for the win. We had Elle winning a badge and Paige winning a badge. Elle finally has 2 badges. Paige finally got her badge. It was kind of funny. Bones, they have this like cute little sibling rivalry, her and Paige, and Bones did say that should have been my badge, which we did say. Bones did turn it out last week as the dog in Peter Pansy. Mm-hmm. But then I think there was a little bit of Bonnie said that Celexa should have been in the bottom, and said that her performance was questionable, but she had that amazing like copper outfit, which I think definitely did
with the 18-inch waist.
Yeah, which elevated her at least to safe. So I still feel good about these placements going into this challenge.
The girls are getting a little snippy with each other, so you'd think it would be a great reading challenge.
Yes.
For the mini challenge. But I would say this was one of the weakest ones I've ever seen. It was crickets. No one's laughing. No one's even supportively laughing at each other. They're not having fun. They're just calling out like receding hairlines.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not nice.
No, yeah. Like I think it was during Paige's read, they literally added like a gust of wind sound effect because it was so pin drops quiet in there.
You're full of all the men from Belfast.
What?
This is where we all laugh.
Oh, it's crazy that a reading challenge is won by Bones.
Yes.
Not one of the comedy queens. And you can even see Bones is holding the glasses and her hand is shaking.
I know.
And she reveals later that she's actually very shy and this has been a big journey for her. But I thought this was one of the worst reading challenges. I was like, reading is not fundamental. These girls need to go back to 2nd grade.
Oh, the poor kids, the poor kids. Yeah, I don't know. And we go into the maxi challenge, which is, Snatch Game. It's got a twist this time. It's actually going to be a dating show called Snatch Me Out. And this is making some of the girls a little nervous. Paige is feeling nervous because she, thought she had a plan going into this. But there's other girls, like Katrin, who feel like they've got the advantage going into this. Bones, obviously, like you said, is shivering in her bones.
Or maybe Paige was just shook from that read from twink to twat.
From twink to twat.
You backstabbing horse.
She's still just shaken. Oh my God, how could I walk down the street knowing I'm a twink to twat now? Anyway.
Yeah. This was definitely interesting. I think it was really funny. I feel like whenever the girls go and share Rue comes into the workroom, you know, the girls will always go and share their concepts with them. I feel like anytime you say an idea to Rue and Rue's like, you got backups? Like that should be an indication of, oh gosh. Because I think like Paige said she wanted to do Charlotte Tilbury originally. And then Rue was like, what are you going to do as a backup? And she said she was going to do Alexa, which she ended up going with. In hindsight, maybe she should have done Charlotte Tilbury. But we can get into, you know, this challenge. Let's dive into this because there's, like I said, 7 girls, 7 characters. So let me run through them as a whole first, and then we can talk about maybe our faves and who didn't. So Katrin was Bonnie Tyler. Paige was Alexa. Tayrus was Matt Lucas. Bonnie was Chair. Bones was Bones was Liam Gallagher. Celexa was Zoe Wanamaker, and Elle was JoJo Siwa. So let's talk about our faves. Let's start off on a positive note.
I actually was really excited about Paige Three. You know, I'm a huge fan, and I think the Alexa was a great idea.
Yeah.
And it started off really funny, and then she sort of dropped the Alexa voice. And she later said she got in her head and was, you know, had a sort of extra layer to it and was like, you know, I'm Alexa. Oh, you figured out yourself. So there's this great, like, 2 characters in one, but she sort of dropped one of the characters.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do think that that was a kind of a disappointment for me. But I think Bonnie's Cher as a chair, stole the show.
Incredible.
Crush.
Incredible.
Legendary.
I mean, you like I think Alan mentioned it in critiques. Like when you heard Cher initially, I was like, I rolled my eyes. I was like, well, you know, been there, done that. You know, we have Chad Michaels. Like, why are we doing Cher
one of the
on
All-Stars,
Drag Race?
the first All-Stars winner is a Cher impersonator.
Yeah. So it's like, why are we doing this? But immediately when she was like, no, it's going to be Cher, and just the sharpness of this and just the delivery, it was so freaking funny. I mean, I wrote down a couple of my faves that she did. I mean, first thing I do in the morning is eat ass, not by choice. Like, what? She was on Dancing with the Chairs, like, was in a monogamous relationship with Table and Chair. Like, and then even on the stage, she was like, I had jokes that I didn't even get out. Like, she was just a Rolodex of, you know, hitting all the marks. It was
funny.
So awesome. I will say my favorite, I mean, Chair was awesome, but Elle as JoJo Siwa was insanity.
Eerily
like
accurate.
Everything.
She looked like her. She sounded like her. I was actually found myself not laughing as much at Elle, I have to say, because it was so close.
So realistic.
To JoJo.
Yeah, that's why, RuPaul. I didn't that gay bomb. There was no such thing as a gay person before me, and I invented. Yeah.
Oh, I just was like, it was so. I loved it. I loved it. The makeup, the teeth, girl, like, you know, the jokes. It was, she fully leaned into it. And I think that was the really strong thing about Elle and Bonnie, is that they both disappeared in their characters. Like, they fully became JoJo. They became Cher. Like, and that's kind of what you want to see within these, you know, Snatch Game characters. There were some people who I think still I saw them, you know, like Tayrus. I still felt like that was Tayrus. Like, she was doing like the Jamaican bit that she did during her talent show. Like, it didn't feel like, you know, that was there that much. Paige, I loved the concept. Like you said, I get it. Like, you know, the call center employee, she, you know, overworked. I get it. But like, and I get the appeal of like doing an object. Like, you know, we had Gigi Good who did like Maria the Robot. Like, I see where she was going with it. But like you said, she lost herself halfway through.
She got in her head because of the format was a little different. But what's funny for Alexa is asked questions and gives answers. So it actually is even more appropriate for the, you know, a robotic AI voice. But I want to talk about Katrin feelings.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm not familiar with Bonnie Tyler as a person. As a singer, total eclipse of the heart, of course.
Yeah.
And every time she was like, there's a total eclipse, I laughed. I didn't realize she's a Welsh singer. You know, obviously there's a connection there with Katrin. And I think we got a taste of the Katrin show.
Yeah.
What you would get at her actual gig. Like, how much of this is an accurate impersonation? Who cares?
Yeah.
It was just funny. It was like, oh, this is Katrin with a wig on, with a microphone, owning the stage.
Yeah, I had no idea what a Jaffa cake was, and now I'm like suddenly craving one. And like
Maybe it's like a wizard sleeve.
Girl, let us know in the comments. What's the euphemism mean? Yeah, Katrin was great, and she was completely capturing Rue's, funny bone. Like she was getting it, and those three, like they said, the three Welsh girls. What did they call her in the mini challenge? The Celtic Pigs. Elle, Bonnie, and Katrin, the Celtic Pigs. They served it.
They're also called White Destiny's Child.
Three Michelles, girl.
Now that's the reading challenge we needed.
Yeah. I mean, those girls slayed it, and unfortunately, there was people like Bones who kind of fell to the back. It wasn't resonating. I think when you do a man in Snatch Game, that's already a huge challenge, and for someone like Bones who was already feeling insecure in her comedic abilities, I think doing a man wasn't the move.
We've seen it crush. We saw Georges play Pitbull.
Yeah.
And was so funny. It's just like a little butch, queen. It was really heartbreaking to see Bones get so rattled by this. No pun intended. But I found that monologue, or the confessional that she gave about being a really shy kid and being scared to talk to strangers and speak up and hiding behind your parents, and it really caused a lot of tears there. And I really felt for Bones. I thought you forget, like, these drag queens create a persona that they can be confident and fashionable and funny, and then switching to something else for 1 week can be kind of a psychically damaging.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think especially for Bones, like someone who physically presents as such a like impenetrable drag persona, like coming from the house of Versace, like from Crystal's drag line, like these girls are scary when you look at them, just in terms of like they're young, they are like impeccably visually, and it's like you really think like these girls have got it all. So to hear someone like Bones to be like, I use my drag as armor, and when I'm put in a situation like this where I know I'm not at a strong suit, I kind of crumble. And it's kind of good to see that, I think, that side of Bones, because I feel like she's the queen of Soho, she's this like untouchable force, and it's like, no, like she does have some shortcomings, but like it's funny because she said she doesn't consider herself a comedy queen, but like we saw her in the Rusical last week and she was amazing as like the dog. She can be funny, she can be kooky, and I think
won
she
the
just,
reading challenge maybe by default, but she still won it.
She just needed to step into, I think, a different persona, and I don't think Liam Gallagher was her key to the kingdom, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this runway though, because theme was holiday ho-ho-ho. I mean, girl, the Halloween's past. Like, it's time to get in the holly jolly spirit. It's time. Mariah is defrosted. So did you have favorites within this?
Yes, I love Selexa's, that like blue ice queen. I thought it was beautiful. Obviously she did have a nip hanging out, but it made me like it more.
Yeah.
I mean, she's so tall and striking, and the look, I love the campy, side of things, and that look reminded me a little bit of something you'd see in like Batman Forever. Like, it looked like, Mr. Freeze's hot vixen sidekick. I just love the camp of it all.
Yeah, I think the two really strong look, her and Tayrus this week, who were both these like beautiful blue icy looks.
So
I mean,
pretty.
they looked like they could this could have been the makeover challenge. They could have been like gorgeous, like sister duos. It's really funny because I feel like the ones that I liked the least in this were the top two girls, like Elle and Bonnie. Bonnie's, this was just okay, that I don't think it was holiday enough. I think she, she was in this gold outfit. I saw the two bows, like I get it, but like I wouldn't have gotten like holiday ho-ho-ho off the cuff if I just saw that outfit.
Between the Cher and this gold outfit, it felt like she's sucking up this week to RuPaul.
Yeah, it's interesting because they inserted this. I'm gonna get a little conspiracy with you real quick.
That's what we like.
Yeah. Because in Bonnie's runway, you get a sound bite where Ru says, "Wow, so pretty." And you hear these occasionally, like in the show, where like, Ru's mostly just delivering puns when the girls are walking down the runway, but occasionally you'll get like a moment where she's actually like, "This is gorgeous, this is beautiful,
I want that
like
dress.
I want that." And this like, "Wow, so pretty." I think this was them just trying to like, nail home that, Ru liked this is a good look, she was a great performance, like she's the win of this week. But like, I didn't think the look was that great. I mean,
It's something RuPaul would wear.
yes, that is a RuPaul silhouette. It reminded me a lot of this outfit she wore in season 7 of the main franchise during the Despies challenge. We'll insert a picture. It's considered one of Ru's like most iconic looks she's ever worn on the show, but like it's that same gold fabric. It's a longer dress version, but like again, this looks like this could have been like the sibling version of that outfit.
Wait, season 7. This is season 7, episode 7.
Girl, it's
7 girls
spooky.
remaining.
Yes, dun dun dun. yeah. So I just think that this was playing up to Ru's favor. And then Elle's look, she said she was going for like this candy cane outfit. It just looked kind of DIY to me.
She's a little mall Santa to me.
Yeah,
the teenager that walks you over to sit on Santa's lap.
She said she was given like a big silhouette. I was like, this is not big. I don't know. Were we looking at the same outfit? I didn't get that. And she had this candy cane that looked like she went to like the Target outdoor section of the holidays and just grabbed it off the shelf.
Oh, can we talk about the 2 nutcrackers?
Oh yeah,
The battle of the 2 nutcrackers.
Yes, yeah.
Paige to me just totally crushed this nutcracker
Loved.
It was a little kinky,
Yeah.
a little fetishy,
Yep.
and also a silhouette we haven't seen, with Paige, which is truly a stick.
Yeah.
Like as tall and thin as you could be. And then you compare it to the other nutcracker, and you're like, wah, wah,
Jigsaw,
wah.
the Jigsaw nutcracker.
Oh,
Jigsaw
yeah.
nutcracker.
Did sort of look like this.
Yeah.
That was a funny call out.
Yeah, that I think they both fit their personas well. I think Catherine's looked like a traditional drag costume version, and Paige gave this sexy, vampy version, and I liked Paige's more, obviously.
But you famously love Twink to Twat.
Yeah. We're gonna stand up for our girl.
We love her.
Yes, we love her. So the winner of this week, unsurprisingly, was Bonnie Ann. I mean, Chair was awesome. Chair, I think, will go down in Snatch Game history as
The jokes. It was
the
Ginger
best.
Minge level jokes.
It was awesome. And then our bottom 2 of this week were Paige 3 and Bones. I've never thought I would see this happen. This is like my
Episode 1,
worst
we said
nightmare.
they were the top 2.
Yes, this is my worst nightmare happening before my eyes.
What is going on with this season?
I don't know.
What's up is down. It's topsy-turvy.
Girl, it's all over the board. So the girls had to perform to Tainted Love by Soft Cell, which is a great
One of the top
lip-syncing
10
song.
best, I think, UK songs probably ever, pop songs ever.
Yeah, and I think the girls went 2 very different directions with this lip sync. Paige was very sharp. She was fast. She was hitting every beat. Those legs, oh my gosh, when she would kick the legs up, when she would split the legs, it was a great performance. The fact that she had to do it in this outfit, I was like, oh my God, like the mustache and like the bang of the wig was kind of like obstructing her a little bit. So I was kind of losing her. Whereas Bones, she was going more soft. She was fully like dipping into every line of this, giving these languid kind of movements, and she was fully locked in, the face card. Like, she was really captivating. But they both were giving, I would say this is one of the best lip syncs of the season, objectively.
Yeah.
And so it was going 2 different directions. It was just a matter of what was your preference, in this. And unfortunately, they ended up going with Bones, which makes sense, I think. But that means that Paige is eliminated.
This is
crazy.
highway robbery.
No.
There are people on this show who cannot hold a candle to Paige 3.
Like, and
currently, right?
Yes. I mean, like, love the girls, but like, there are a couple others that I think should have gone home before she did.
Absolutely.
Like, it's I feel like
fresh off a win.
yes.
What's going on?
Win to eliminate it is crazy. It's
Yeah.
truly crazy. I feel like we're like losing like a family member because she was our girl.
Well, obviously, we're Page 6. She's Page 3.
Yes, come on. But I'm so sad. But like, she's so brilliant. Like, she's so talented. She was my pick, like, from the top. Like, her and Bones are like so like scarily strong as drag queens, and she undoubtedly has a bright future ahead of her. She's got more in her, whether that be an all-star season or something. But I mean, I will say the one benefit of this is that we get to talk to Paige.
That's right.
We get to talk to Paige. We finally get Paige 3 on Page 6. So stay tuned. That's going to be in a couple seconds. So thanks so much. We'll see you in next week's episode. But for now, let's go talk to Page 3. All right, it is a historic day here on Page 6 because we have the one and only Paige Three in the house!
Breaking news, breaking news.
Yes!
I finally arrived on the real Page 6.
She's made it.
Stop the presses. I did not think we would see you this soon, to be honest, but we have to ask, for the fans out there, why Page 3? The connection, obviously, Page 6 is the New York Post tabloid celebrity gossip section. Give us the story about Page 3.
Very similar in the UK. So we don't have a Page 6 here in the UK, but on the third page of the newspapers back in kind of like the 90s and early 2000s was topless models. So on the third page.
Glamour girls.
Glamour girls, and it was also tabloids there and all of that gossip and stuff. So it's the combination of what you have. We've just added a few pairs of tits.
I love that. And you've talked about, visual inspirations, one being Pamela, as one of these iconic models. We saw that iconic entrance look, that barbed wire look. Literally, we were drooling and gagging over it. Like, talk about like Pam as like an inspiration in your drag as well.
I just don't know how you can't love that aesthetic. I mean, the blonde hair with smoky eye with the dark brown lined lip is just so correct. And she does it. She was that girl and is that girl still. I love that she doesn't wear any makeup right now, but let's be real, I really loved when it was the full face. But it's just, I don't know. There's no real reason why I'm doing it. I just love that aesthetic. And it kind of links into my name a little bit as well, because some of the Page 3 girls ended up on Playboy. And then Playboy is how I found Pamela Anderson.
Absolutely. And you were serving Body Yaddy Yaddy all season. And, but I do want to ask you about growing up on a farm in Surrey. I have a friend, Matthew, who also grew up farm boy in Surrey. He's gay now. Do you have a message to the little queer kids out there who might be watching you on TV and doing drag and might do drag one day?
I love it. I didn't actually grow up on a farm, but I do. I'm like,
there was a barn.
There was like farms around,
right.
But I was in a village. But that's fine. No, just like even there, just being in a village and stuff. It's like do your thing, find your vibe, and if you need to get out and like explore that, go and do that. I think it's important to remember where you're from and have those amazing values from what you've learned from home and take it elsewhere and see what you can do with it and flourish.
Absolutely, and you're a living example of that. Absolutely.
I might now go and live on a farm though. I'm kind of inspired. You never know, guys. You've given me the inspiration. I'm gonna go get a barn, find a pig, and have a good day. Not like that though.
I mean, this wig is giving a little kind of sheep, a little poodle to me. I love it.
In a good
way, like a fluffed up
poodle. I was giving 80s Doja Cat, but if you want to go for dog, I will be the dog for you. I need that dog, to be honest. Jesus.
Reading her down.
You look fantastic.
One of my favorite, themes within the season was the Page 3 School of Dance. Girl, sorry, Abby Lee Miller. Like, this is where I want to be enrolled. I'm ready for the next, season. But you are like the dancing diva. I mean, I've seen you on Instagram. Your Tate McRae dances are like literally my favorite. Like, we saw it in this lip sync with you and Bones. Like, you were hitting every single mark. Those legs, those splits. Like, I don't think that song was fully giving you the opportunity to do all of that, but like, people need to go to Instagram and see your Lady Gaga routines, your Tate McRae routines. Who are like your pop divas? Like, if you're performing on a stage, who's on the track?
Oh my God. Well, of course, we do have to start with Tate because I feel like she's really just taken that space that Britney left. Britney Spears was my original girl, and when Britney took kind of like a sideway and she started doing her own thing, there was a gap there that I needed for me to be filled, and Tate McRae did that. She's so clever when it comes to choreography, matching pyrotechnics, matching like the visuals in the background and stuff, and I just love the way that is. I'm so into production and stuff, so I love that. But honorable mentions, of course, to Lady Gaga, Janet Jackson, of course. Yes. I'm obsessed with Victoria Monet. She is an incredible performer. But anyone really who puts on a show with production and wind machines and dancers and can kill it, Doja Cat, I mean, let's be real. You
And
know,
Doja's giving Janet right now with her new album for sure.
she is, and I just love that 80s vibe she's got going on. I'm super inspired by it. I really love. I've loved Doja Cat for a long time. I saw her on tour last year, and she didn't change costume once. It was all about the music and just how incredible of a stage presence. She was the only person on stage for like 2 hours, and it was just incredible, you know.
Well, speaking of all these celebrities in your Rolodex, do you have any regret about not playing one of them on Snatch Game? Is there someone now that you're looking back on thinking, oh, I should have just been Tate McRae?
Like,
No,
Paige,
because,
Paige, I don't know if you were able to do it because of copyright, but I saw your Baby Yoda impression on Instagram. And I was like, the girl's got impressions. I know she does.
I have many up my sleeve, and actually that's why I'm so frustrated. Because I am a silly cow when it comes to impressions and stuff, and I have many. I've been doing Cordia Winkelman on my TikTok for the last month. I used to do Kim Woodburn all the time. I think someone like Tate McRae would just not be funny. You know, there's sometimes it's like you can do someone that you love, but Snatch Game, it just does not like relate. The plan I had for Alexa was meant to go, it was meant to be funny. In my tape, which is when I first did it, it was funny. And I kind of slipped up with giving the gag away too soon with the Scouse accent that was meant to come way later. I was basically meant to be the girl behind Alexa voice getting asked questions all day long, 24/7. She never gets a day off, and she's getting sicker and sicker and sicker of these questions. By the end of it, like, do you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm clocking off. You know,
she's overworked. She's
overworked. The poor girl. She never gets a day off, and people are asking Alexa all the time, "Hey, can you give me the ingredients to a carrot cake?" Well, why don't you go and look it up?
Yeah, Siri gets unlimited sick days, but not Alexa.
Thank you.
Speaking of this week's episode, I got to talk about this runway because we also were living for this. I mean, this slutty nutcracker. I mean, like, girl, where do I need to get one for the holidays. Like, put that in the merch store. We need one of those.
My nuts were cracked.
They were both cracked. But
my nuts were cracked as well.
Girl, I saw that tuck. No meat in sight. No meat in sight. But I got to talk about this list because it was my favorite detail from this. I don't know if people caught it. I saw it on Instagram. But this is your naughty list of, I assume, the men you would like to reprimand for being naughty. We got Henry Cavill, we got the Hemsworth brothers, we got Chris Evans, we got our sexiest man alive, Jonathan Bailey. Who right now is on the top of Paige Three's naughty list as of today?
Ooh.
Or nice list.
Oh yeah, we can go nice.
Ooh,
I clocked Aaron Taylor Johnson. I was like, oh, he's always up there for me. He was an 11 out of 10 with you.
That man. Oh, honey. Zac Efron's brother.
Dylan.
Clock it.
On Dancing with the Stars the other day, he was doing like a jive or something, and that shirt came undone, and he slid along the floor, and I thought to myself, give me 5 minutes. Because, wow.
It'll
you know,
only take
as
5.
soon as a man has like a little bit of chest hair and they're giving the whole, not the whole, sorry. Oh my God, do you know what I mean? Like the whole shebang. One of my favorite scenes in life is watching Henry Cavill in The Witcher, sat in the bath, topless, and the hair soaking in the chest.
The blonde hair.
Baby.
The blonde hair on top, the dark hair on the chest.
Mama, send me to Mars and call me Barbara. I am ready for whatever that man has to give me. Trust and believe. I will take it, Susan.
These British men, I swear, we have our sexiest man alive. People magazine is now Jonathan Bailey. He's not just British; he's also the first gay sexiest man alive.
Oh my God!
Are you gonna rub elbows with him? Are people trying to find him in England? Like,
he's
what's
here
going
now.
on?
Jonathan, do you want to come in? No, he doesn't want to. He's not interested.
Well, speaking of bromances, your friendship with Bones on the show was so touching to see you guys, really bonding. But she did send you home in the lip sync. How are things going with Bones? Can you talk about it? Yeah.
We don't speak. I hate her guts. she's a horrible girl with nothing good to say. No, we're fine. This was a long time ago. As far as her sending me home, oh my God, not bothered. Like that would never be a reason for me to feel any type of way about somebody. That is the way that the television program works. We were in the bottom. One of us was going to go home. Did that feel horrible to be doing that with my friend, knowing at the end of the lip sync one of us wasn't going to be there? Absolutely. But yeah, we're fine. I think the thing that happened with the show and like this rivalry that was going on is that, things happen in friendships when other people are involved as well that like we hadn't spoken about, and then suddenly we're on Drag Race. It's like we should have probably spoken about a couple things beforehand, and that's just the way that it is, and we've spoken about that now. But I think what was really beautiful out of the situation was that even though we distanced a bit over time because we were very, very close, when it really came down to it, like yesterday's episode, when I felt that she really needed someone, I will be your sister, and vice versa. That friendship reared its head when it needed to, and I think that's special.
Yeah, we were feeling the waterworks as well. I mean, it was, we were saying how everyone seems like these divas, these, like arch, sexy bitches, but when the veil comes down, you see the real emotion. It's why I love watching the show. You see both sides
human
of
beings, girl. Like at the end of the day, you can look fierce as you want. There's somebody under that wig, and I think as far as when it comes to like queer people doing drag, most of the time we all have a reason that we do drag, and it comes from usually a place of trauma and covering that up and regaining power. So I understood where she was coming from because I was feeling the same thing at that time. I just decided to be the shoulder to cry on at that time.
It was so beautiful, and I mean, it was a sad situation, but I'm so glad we got a Paige Bones lip sync. I mean, like, y'all were like our top two
People
divas.
wanted it.
Like,
Episode
girl,
1, we were like, okay, well, those top
yeah,
top
like,
two
got
right
it,
there.
great. So, like, I'm glad we got to see it, and like, y'all served it down.
I just wish it was a lip sync for the win.
Exactly.
Yeah, we could, that would have been better. That would have been better. But
Yeah.
I want to know, in the spirit of Page 3, Page 6, the tabloids, what's like a behind the scenes moment, like tea with the girls, like what's a favorite like memory, I guess, from your run on Drag Race?
Yeah, anything you spied that the other girls were doing that you'd want to spill?
Not necessarily things I'd want to spill, but I do just want to say that we're all not well in the head, and we're like on the bus home. It was just a party. We were so exhausted, and that called for while eating the casserole that catering had given us going off, saying the craziest things, doing the craziest things. I kind of did spearhead that, just because once you let me free, I will go wild. But I think it was just the banter that was like happening between us all that I wish almost there needs to be a Drag Race X Big Brother crossover, that we have cameras on us at all times.
Oh, back in the bus, back in the hotel, absolutely. We would love
back
that.
in the bus, back in the hotel, back when I'm getting my one red wine I can have after a runway. I was like, they were like, you can have one red wine tonight, and I was like, give it to me now. Give it to me right now. I'm so desperate for the red wine, and the Queen team was so amazing at being like, it's coming now.
Well, before we have to say goodbye to you today, we'd like to know what your Page 3 headline would be for 2026.
Oh. Page 3, taking the world by storm. Unforgettable, and quite frankly, unpredictable.
Ooh, work! Girl, it's sold out on newsstands already. I can see it. Oh my gosh, it rings true. We need you to go global. You need to come to the US. We need you here in New York. You need to come into Page 6. I'm glad we're doing this now, but we need Page 3 in the building. So,
are you based in New York?
Yes, girl,
right.
yes.
New York City, we're in Manhattan.
Okay, we'll let you
soon.
know. We need Page 3 here. We're going to be marking it down.
Absolutely. I want to try and take this as wild and as far as possible. I believe I've got the goods to do this properly and go for it. And I'd like to share what I've learned over a long period of time with the world, and I'm excited for that. I promise you, if you come to a Paige Three show, I promise, I will give you a good show.